Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we will be creating a game using JavaScript, vanilla.js, and the game I want to make is the game Mastermind. And I didn't check out any other videos implementing Mastermind, and I'm not 100% sure about the rules actually. I'm just creating it based on what I can remember. So there might be a few mistakes here and there, but anyway, the implementation is basically 100% my own. So that's just a quick disclaimer there. Alright, I'm in my editor now, as you can see here, and I'll be using, as I said, vanilla.js. So we need some HTML first of all. So let's make an index.html file here and start creating our markup. So in the Mastermind game, we have a set of colors basically, and we need to choose which colors we think that the other player chose. Okay, so we need to, a way to choose these colors. So I'm going to be creating a div with our choices. Let's just give it a class of choices, and then in here I want to list my different items, and each item I'm just going to give it a class of item and then the color. So here we have the orange div, and for this demo I will just be creating 4. So let's add a yellow one and a blue one, and let's just choose a green one. Okay, cool. That's our choices here. So we could make an H1 here. I'm not going to be creating any cool UI or anything. I'm just gonna create some very basic. So pick a color here. Okay, so the next thing we need is our current selection. So if I chose the color yellow to begin with, I need some way to figure out what colors did I choose so far. So let's make another one here. Let's just say current selection, and then div of class of selection, and I'm gonna leave this empty here because we'll be creating this markup dynamically as we make our selection. All right, and then we need some kind of indicator of when we have chosen the colors that we think that our opponent has chosen. We need to have a set of hints saying, oh, you have a color in the right place, or you have chosen the right color but it's not in the right place. Let's make a div for that, and let's just call it hints. Okay, and I'm going to create an H1 as well above it where I put hints. Okay, that should be our markup, and I'm going to go straight to the JS part now. So below the body tag, I'm going to write a script tag and then point at our index.js file, which we haven't created yet, but we'll create it in a moment. So there we go. Now let's go out here and then open up our index.js file here. Okay, so here I'm just referencing to this index.js file. Cool. So far we didn't write any CSS, so we might just do that before we continue with the JS part. First, let me open up this document just to see what we have so far. Alright, cool. I opened the HTML document in Chrome, so let's have a look what we have so far. Okay, yeah, no styling at all, so we just have our h1s. Let's add a index CSS as well, and make sure we go back into the HTML file and reference that. So we want to create a link tag with this rel style sheet, and then the href be the index CSS. That should be cool. Now we added a few classes, and one of them was item. And for item, I just want to put a width and a height of 50 pixels, and then some border radius to make it round. Real Mastermind style. So let's have a look. Oh, okay. It seems like now it's taking up some space. Now we just need to add the colors. So if it has a color of orange, I want it to be orange. And if it's blue, I want it to be blue. And what was the last color? Blue and green. Oh, sorry, green and yellow. So yellow, color, yellow, and green. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm just going to use the very basic colors here. Let's have a look. Okay. So now we have these colors where we can pick from. That's cool. Looking good. For now, go back here. I won't add anything else for now. This should be okay. Let's go to the index.js file now and get started. So what is the first thing we want to add? Well, first we want to add an event listener to all these colors, right? And we want to add the same function to each one. First, we need to select all the buttons. And to do that, we need to write a selector. So let's write button selector, document critical all, and that will be the class item. Check, yeah, item. Okay. So if we say for each of these buttons, we want to add an event listener. So button.add event listener, and then we want to reference the function that we're going to call when we click on a button. And that function, I'm just going to call it select color. Okay. So I can pass in select color here. Like normally I can do like this, select color, but I want to pass in the color of the button here I'm selecting. So I actually need to expand this closure here like this, and then I need to figure out what color this is, and we can do it by looking at the class name to figure out what color it is. So if we do button, we can do class list, and then we can grab the second class. Okay, that'll be orange, yellow, blue, and green. So class lit 1, this should be the color. So let's write color here. Now we can, add event listener function here. We can pass in select color and then that color for that specific button. So here I can try to console log color just to see if it's working. Okay, so I could open the terminal here and I click. Currently nothing is actually happening, and that seems to be because I didn't specify what kind of event listener this is. So it's actually a click listener. Okay, now I should be getting See, so I'm getting the different colors here when I'm clicking. That's perfect. All right. So now we have an event listener for each button. Now we want to add that color to our selection. So we need to be doing some DOM manipulation here. So let's say DOM work. We're going to do some DOM stuff. The first thing we want to do is we want to add a div. So document, create element, div. And this div needs to have different classes. First one could be, let's see, let's just add a class called selection item. Okay, now we can add some styling to it, and then we can also add another one which will be the color. And yep, that should be good. Now we can append it to the page, and I want to make sure I'm appending it to the selection div here, so I need to select that one. So up here I'm going to make a selection selector. Okay, so now we can choose that selection selector and then append child and then put in our div here. Now one thing I need to do is to add a little bit of styling to this selection item class, otherwise we won't be able to see our selection. So if we go to index.js and then on the item we can just add selection item as well, because we wanted to have the same styling. Okay, going back to our document here, let's try to click some stuff. Oh, seems we're working pretty well. Alright, so we can make a selection. Now in Mastermind we can make a selection of well, depends how many you choose actually. So let's just say 3 items. Okay, so when we reach 3 items we want to do a little bit of checking whether, or we wanted to start generating hints basically. But in order to generate hints we actually need to also have a final output, or like a pattern that we're going for. So maybe we should write that function first. Okay, let's do that. So that final pattern, just go up here, make a comment, selectors, then make some variables here. So let's define one called final. Now this final, since we are not doing a 2-player game, we're just facing off an NPC, I'm going to create a function to random this pattern. So let's make a function called random final, and then write a little implementation here to randomize it. So one way of doing it is would be to loop over an array with a length of 3. Okay, so let's do that. New array 3, and then for each we can map this into an array of colors. Okay, so color. So in here we need to randomize stuff, and to randomize a color we need to know what colors can we choose from. So let's just make another variable up here called colors, and then put in different colors we may choose. So we have orange, and we have yellow, and we have also blue, and the last one is green. Okay, cool. So now we can random it number. So let's do math floor, and then math.random, and then we want to times with the amount of different colors we have. So we can do colors dot length here. Okay. And we need to make sure that we also do math dot floor on the colors length. So we are getting an integer back. Okay, this should return a random color if we do like this. So we get a number here, an integer. So if we take that integer and index into our colors array up here, we should be getting a color. Okay. So here we can return new final, or we call it final for some reason. I'll just keep it. Okay, cool. So just to see if we're actually randomizing something that looks decent, let's print it out. And let's define our final up here to random final. Okay, let's go here. It's complaining because I need to put colors up here. Okay. Yeah, so this is the one that it randoms. Orange, blue, yellow. So this is the pattern that I need to guess basically. Okay, that seems to be good. So if I refresh it, it's different. And it may be the same color. That is also a possibility, okay? Looking good, looking good. Now, let's go back to our select color implementation because we need to do some work here. We need to do some work. So let's make a new variable where we store the colors we chose. So let's call that one, let's just call it selected colors. So for each time I'm adding a div here to the DOM, I'm also pushing to selected colors. And I'm just pushing the color. Okay. Now, since I'm pushing to this array, I can make a check whether what the length of our selected colors array is. And if we are above, or if we are free actually, if we're free, then we need to start generating hints and also populate our history here. So in our hints, we want to have a overview of what we chose and what hints that generated. Okay, so let's do some more dumb work. So let's we can more or less copy this part and then modify it a little bit. Okay, so instead of selection item, let's call it history item. And instead of pushing it to selection selector, we want to push it to our hints. Sorry, our hints div here. So let's go up here, make another selector. Let's call it hints selector. Do document query selector hints. Now we can do down here, we can do hint selector append child, and then, well, we actually can't use the name div here because we already used it once. So let's be a bit original here and choose, say, history div. History div. This is going well. History div. Okay. That should be cool. So now we basically did the same up here, or similar here. Just change the class name and also changed the selector. Okay, but it's not the color we want to push here actually. we need to, or it is, but we want to push not the current color, but the color of the selected colors we have currently. So if we loop over here, so say for const cell, this is a cell color of selected colors. We move this up into this one and put in cell color here instead. We should be pretty golden, I would say, pretty golden. Now we are adding all the colors that we selected to our hints div here. Let's try to see how that looks. So if I'm selecting some colors here, something is not right. Let's see. In selector, maybe this one is wrong. Query selector hints. It looks right. Oh, I know what's wrong. We forgot to add styling here. So history item. Let's just give it the same as the other three, just to make it super simple. Okay, so let's go back here. We see when we pick 3 items, these are added. Okay, and one quick thing we need to do is to make sure that we clear out our current selection. Yeah. So to do that, we need to clear the DOM. So what we can do is we can go to, let's see, selection selector, and then just say inner HTML equals nothing. Okay. Let's just quickly check if that works. Yeah. Okay, so our current selection gets cleared here because it takes the selector and just clears the inner HTML, which means all the children gets removed here. Yeah, that's looking good. Now, it's looking pretty cool so far. There's one thing we need to do additionally, and that is clear out our array here with selected colors. So that is pretty easy. We can just do selected colors length equals to 0. That should clear them out. Right. Now we need to do another thing, and that is to generate the hints. Now we just kind of generated a list of colors that we chose, but we didn't really get any feedback back. We don't know if we're on the right track. And for that, I want to create a new function. And I'm going to call it calculate hints. And it's going to take some colors. Okay. Right, so in here, we need to make an array called, let's just call it hints. And then we need to have another one called duplicate check. And I will explain why in a moment. Okay, so we pass in the colors here. Now, what we need to do is we need to look at the colors that we chose, the 3 colors that we chose, and we need to what is it called? We need to have a look at the colors and then Alright, so what we need to do is take the colors that we passed to calculate hints, which are the 3 colors we chose, and then start comparing it to the final, so the ones that was randomed. Okay, and yeah, that is quite simple. So we take the colors, and then for each color we need to do something. We need to do a comparison. And to make sure we're comparing the right item in our final array, we need to also expose index here. Okay. So what we can do is to say final at index, is it equal to color? Oh, you need an if statement here. So if that is equal, we have a color in that is the same as the one in final, which means we have a full hint. We have a one that's positioned right. So we can just pass a string for now. It says full. Okay. And now we also need to push this color into the duplicate check array. And the reason for that is because I'm going to do 2 iterations of this array. And after I have found all the full hints, I'm going to be looking for the half hints. And these hints are the ones where the color is present but is not in the right place. And since, let's say we have a orange one that is in the right spot, and I add it here, that means now I cannot generate a half hint for that, okay? Because I already generated a full hint. So that's why I have this duplicate array to make, and a check for the second iteration. So the second iteration looks like this. So for each color, we have a color and index, and the check I'm doing this time around is if in our duplicate check array, if we don't have this color, so if we didn't generate a full hint for this one, and in our final array we do have this color around, so it's there somewhere, then ladies and gentlemen, we have a half hint. So let's push it to our hints array. Okay, and that should be the hints. So if we go up here, we can call this function to get the hints. So const hint array, can call calculate hints, and then pass in selected colors. And now we have a hint array here, and we need to do some more DOM work, yeah, because we need to generate them on the screen so people can see, oh, all right, okay. So how are we gonna do that? Well, let's start looping over them. So let's do that. So let's make a for loop, hint of hint array. If we get a hint, we want to create a div. And if that hint is full, we may add a class to this hint div called, let's just call it full. Else we must have a half hint. Okay. And now we need to make sure we add this hint to our hints div. So hint selector, we can pass in our element. Oh, sorry, pen child element. Let's just see it in action, see what happens, because there will be a few things we need to tweak. So let's go back here, drew some colors. Now that seemed to work okay. I didn't get any hints though. And it seems like my final array, I have an orange in there, so something didn't go too well, and I think it's because, yes, because we didn't add a class with some styling. So let's go here, full, let's make it, the hints a little different. Let's just make them half the size so we can distinguish. 25, background, color, I think usually it's red in the real game, but I might be wrong on that one. We're just gonna duplicate some styles here, just to get it working. So red and purple. Let's go back. Oh, now it seems like we got two full hints here, and since I chose orange and yellow, which are both in the right spot, it seems like it generated the right hints for this one. It's a little bit of cheating now because I can actually see the final result. So that's let's just try to pick orange again, yellow, and then just fail on purpose and choose green. Okay, still two red hints, that's good. Now let's choose the right one this time. So orange, yellow, yellow. Okay, so here I get 3 full. So now basically won the game. Alright, so our game is working. It's not looking great, it's really ugly in fact, but the game is working. So currently we have unlimited guesses, but what we could do is to add a new variable here called guesses, and this put to 0. So every time you get 3 in your selected colors, you can increase the amount of guesses, and let's just say if guess is above 5, well, you failed, so it's gonna learn that you lose. How about that? And if it's if the hidden array, let's say if all of the hints are equal to full, and the amount of hints are equal to the final length, then we won. Let's try that. And this time around, let's try not to reveal the final array, just to actually play the game. So let's go over here, let's try yellow, blue, green. Looks like I have 2 right, so let's keep yellow. And also keep blue, and try orange. Oh, only one is right. Let's keep yellow. Let's try orange. None is right, so it means the blue one was right here. So let's try green, blue, yellow. I have 1 right and 1 in the wrong spot. I think I know now, so yellow. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, so it could be blue, blue, green. Yeah, so that was right. I got 3 right here. And for some reason I didn't get my hints is not defined. Oh, so it seems like oh, it's called hints. Hint array. Yeah, that's my bad. Hint array. Okay. Alright. But yeah, that should do it. Okay guys, that's all for now. If you liked the video, give it a like, and hope you learned something. Peace.